All right, dudes and girls, welcome to the very first Buff Dudes home gym. Got it almost all finished. Got the power rack me and my dad worked on in one of the videos. Got some heavy bag, speed bag, when we need to take out some of that Buff Dude aggression. Got the new floor we put down. And me and Brandon are gonna break it in right now by doing a back and bicep workout. And we're gonna use this very gym right here to complete our 12-week home workout plan that we're finalizing. We're not gonna be using a few things such as the power rack, just to make it simple for those who don't have access to such items, but we'll be discussing that more in the plan. But right now, let's get to that workout.
I'm gonna be starting off with some deadlifts, 4 sets of 12. Or was it 4 sets, 15? I forget. Good thing is about a home gym is you can go shoeless, no problem. Also, we don't have a lot of weights, seeing how it's a home gym. So we don't have a plethora amount of big plates like 45s. So we're gonna keep it a little lighter and just up those repetitions, keep the volume high and the intensity high too. Making the short rest periods, 30 to 60 seconds, even on the bigger lifts.
One thing that's already feeling good about this workout, and it's gonna feel damn good when we do the 12-week home plan, it's bringing back a lot of good memories, because basically we got our start working out at home. We really didn't have much more than a camping cooler and a pair of dumbbells, but hey, we still got some damn good workouts. It's like Brandon said, you know, we did a little higher repetitions, we did less rest time, but the biggest thing we did was consistency. We just stuck with it, and it really, really paid off. And that's what we're hoping to accomplish with this plan as well, and for you out there too, that switch it up a little bit, maybe you work out at the gym, but you could try working out at home for a couple months, or if you're currently working at home, try this plan and see how it works for you. We're pretty excited about it.
Starting to warm up in here. It's cold outside, but goddamn, it's heating up in here. So you can start shedding these extra clothing, start sweating like a proper buff dude.
4 sets of 12 reps on the pull-ups. We're not using the power rack for the home workout routine, but we will be using pull-ups in the home workout routine. So really, you can use a variety of different things. You can get one of, you know, kind of like the little doorway pull-ups if you want to grab that, or if you have access to something that can kind of act as a pull-up bar, such as what we happen to have with the power rack, you can use something like that as well.
Getting buffer.
One thing that we're super pumped up about is having our own gym where we're able to set it up our own way and we're able to put up our own custom stuff. One of those things being one of our favorite movie posters. These bad boys. These dudes are some of the guys that got us interested in working out in the first place. Me and Brandon first watched Predator when we were kids. We were doing push-ups, I think, through most of the whole movie. Especially after that first epic handshake, we went, you know what? We want to be like these dudes. These guys are badass. So this is kind of our tribute to them and some of the guys that wanted to inspire us to get into working out.
So we got deadlifts out of the way, we got pull-ups out of the way. Now we're gonna hit some bent over rows, overhand. You know, obviously we don't have a lot of weights in this home gym like you would normally have in a normal gym. So what you do is you just want to increase the repetitions so you're exhausting that muscle and reaching about failure. So you're not hitting it as much as like you would say if you could load up the bar with 245s on each side, so 225 pounds. We're just leaving it with around 135, but we'll increase the repetitions and decrease the rest time. So we're still fatiguing the muscle and involving a lot of muscle fibers as well. So when you introduce the proper nutrition, it's gonna get the same kind of benefits. Your strength obviously won't go up because you're not training for strength, but you still can hit that hypertrophy mark and still gain muscle mass.
All right, wrapped up with the bent over rows. Now we're moving on to T-bar rows. As you can see, Brandon just took off one of the 45 plates. He's putting it right into the corner there. And we put a little rubber mat just to protect your wall, which you can do the same. So we're gonna get started on that now.
Yeah, if you don't have a rubber mat, you can just use like a cloth to put it in the corner as well, just so you don't ruin your drywall or your paint. And then we're gonna use like, a lot of people don't have like an actual T-bar connection or like a seated row, you know, those like close grip that a lot of gyms have. So what you can do is actually just get a towel, kind of wrap it up like this, and then you just wrap it around the bar. Get a pretty tight grip on that, close to the bar, and step up to it, and then it's gonna act exactly like a T-bar row handle would act. Like And it's good too, because you really have to squeeze and work on that grip as well. So you kind of get a benefit of two exercises really, not only in the back, but a good grip strength too. Working on mid-back thickness, strength, and also working on that erector spinae strength as well, because those lower back muscles are gonna have to stabilize your spine in that position, stabilizing through the motion. When you pull it back, get a nice squeeze, and then let it down. So it's definitely a big back movement, and one you should always include in a program. All right, active rest. Let's do that active rest with a little speed bag. See how well the buff dudes hold up. Not bad, right? Pretty fast. We'll speed it up a little bit. All right, so I need a little bit more work, but it's there. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get good. Next stop, UFC. Okay, maybe WWE. Bend arm pullovers with the easy curl bar. What you wanna do is as you perform the exercise, try to keep the hips lower than your upper body. It's gonna create more stretching in the lats and get a little bit more benefit of the exercise, make it a little bit more difficult. But if you perform the exercise and your hips keep coming up, as you pull back, you're relieving a lot of the tension and stress on that muscle group. So it's not as difficult, and you're not gonna get the full benefit. You also wanna take a nice deep breath as you pull back, and then exhale as you pull forward. Expanding the rib cage, letting it out as you pull it to the top position. You wanna do a few more things. You wanna rest your head comfortably on the back of the bench. This way, it's not, your chin's not being pushed down because the bench is pushing on the back of your head. You're actually bringing it a little bit past, that way your neck can be a little bit more of a neutral position, a little bit more comfortable as you pull it back and over. You also wanna keep your elbows slightly bent but stationary. So you don't wanna pull it back where your elbow's bent and then extend up like a skull crusher. You wanna keep them bent, but also stationary, because you really wanna just have the motion through the shoulder joint, pulling the weight back and also up to the top position as well. That way it's gonna keep it a little bit more strict movement and target the muscle groups you're trying to hit, which is gonna be the lats, serratus anteriors, a little bit of the chest and the shoulder as well. All right, we're finished with back. Now we're gonna move on to isolating the guns. I'm gonna hit some of that bicep. Isolation exercises are usually a lot easier than compound, obviously, because there's a lot less muscle involved in the movement. So let's say you go through a pretty intense back workout involving a lot of muscle and really winding you because it's involving a lot of oxygen to supply energy to the muscles itself and also raising the heart rate. So when you're doing an isolation exercise like bicep curls, it's gonna feel pretty easy. So rest times tend to go down a little bit because you can jump right into the next set. So that way you keep your heart rate up and involve as much muscle fibers as possible. Seeing as how biceps are a secondary muscle group worked in any kind of pulling motion, specifically back, that's why we pair up biceps after doing a back workout, because they're already kind of pre-exhausted at this point. That way your muscles, your biceps, when you're doing these exercises, already feel pretty fatigued. That way you just tack on about 2, maybe 3 isolation exercises for biceps to kind of finish it off, especially if you want to get some size in those biceps.
If I keep growing my hair out, Brian keeps growing his beard out, we're gonna have to rename our channel Viking Dudes. But seriously, I've been growing this thing for a couple years now, actually, with the goal of getting it to about at least 8 inches of length, extra length, so I can donate it to a child that needs a lot more than I do, that's for sure. So, and it's coming up. I think it's about long enough to get that sucker trimmed, so we'll see.
You don't have a mirror, so we're using a little action cam to, wow, that's tricky, to get a good shot, making sure your form's right and your biceps look good.
girls, Viking's favorite bicep exercise. Man, one more.
That's all she wrote. Good precursor to the Buff Dude home workout. Hope you enjoyed it. A lot more of that to come. We're finalizing the plan. We're just gonna hit it hard, man. We're gonna hit fast, just like we did today. We can't wait. Get ready, dudes and girls, because it's coming. And we're coming for that plan. And so are you, because we're all gonna get buffed together.
Single bicep salute.
Yeah.
Crawling in the squat rack? Motherfucker sleeping in the squat rack. Shit.
Hey, you can create gym crimes when it's your own gym. You set the rules. You are the law.
I am the law.